Hello my spooky family and welcome back to another studio vlog. This one is for June of 2023 and just a heads up, this is the last vlog of 2023 because this is when I started to get extremely busy. I do want to also point out, please ignore my extremely yellow roots that are in this video. They look like an egg just got cracked on my head, but it's because I was rebleaching my roots. It was that time and work does not stop for the rebleaching. So what I thought I'd do for this video, because I didn't really record it all, only this one clip, is talk a little bit about this pegboard display. I'm pretty much essentially preparing for the Texas Roller Derby Pride event in this video, and I use these pegboards for my display. If you know me, I am really well known for changing my booth displays to whatever accommodates for that specific location and event, and people absolutely love it. I constantly get asked about how I decide to do my booth displays, and this is definitely a really good one for those that travel a lot or do one-day events. So I thought, why not let's go deep dive into it and talk about it because I recorded it. So the pegboards are from IKEA, and as you can see there is clamps on them as well. Those are sold separately at IKEA as well. The hooks, I actually got those 3D printed from my boyfriend. I found a file online, and the reason I did that was because IKEA is constantly out of stock of the hooks, and if I recall correctly, they only sell white ones, and they're not a lot that come in the bag. It's very few for the price that you pay. So I preferred getting them 3D printed, and this worked out a lot better for me in the end. I can fit about 18 of my stickers on these pegboards, 9 per row, and that's with my packaging. If you don't have packaging, I'm sure you can fit a lot more. I'm sure you could even have a 4th row. I do leave a little bit of space below just because I do have things on my table, and I don't want my stuff to get blocked when it's on the table, you know, like the stickers to be blocked by like bags or anything else that I have displayed. So I do highly recommend these pegboards. These are great for those that have like the one-day event, like the roller derby. They give me an 8-foot table, and it is for about 4 hours. It's nearby, but it's the kind of event that I don't want to have to worry about like setting up for hours on end, because if you've watched my other videos, my booth setups can take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours depending on how big it is. So this is definitely helpful. I'm actually setting up for the roller derby right now, so I'm going to be taking the pegboard completely stocked with all the stickers. The only thing I have to worry about is maybe stickers flying away when I'm bringing them into the venue, but because I am going to be indoors, I don't have to worry about them flying away indoors. It's only when I'm walking from A to B to go set up. So that is one of my favorite things about these. These are also very sturdy, and I even have them inside my office, so they're great for the studio. If you want to display like your products inside your office, that's a really good idea. I've seen some people do that, or even just using them for scissors, thread. I use them for markers, labels, bias tape. I have a couple shelves because they also sell like little shelf units and little like little drawers that you can add to it. They sell a lot of things that you can add to them. Those I do highly recommend getting from IKEA. Absolutely love them. But yeah, people are always constantly asking me about these. They come in black, white, and brown, and by brown I mean like that craft bag brown, which is like the natural color of the pegboard. Imagine a regular pegboard color. That's literally what it is, because that is what this is made of. These are just painted. The ones that I got are black, and they're painted black. The clamps though only come in white, so that is a little heads up for y'all. So if you're wanting like an all black display, you might be able to see the white a little bit. That's the only thing that I'm just kind of like but honestly it's not a big deal. Most people don't even pay attention to that because it's like full of products, so people normally aren't noticing that. I also display my pins on these, my earrings, keychains. There's so many things that you can display on these, and like I said, they're perfect. I use 2 of them. They come in many different sizes as well, and they're perfect for markets, perfect for one-day events where like you might just have a 6-foot table or an 8-foot table. I don't use these though for my big conventions, and here's why. For my big conventions, I like to like go full blown out my booth display, or I have my canopy. People notice me by my canopy, and that's like how I can display my clothes as well. If I just want to display just the minimal small things, these are perfect for that. And they do hold a lot of like weight, so I am able to put a lot. I will say that in my office, I do have a, like, you can stack them. So they also sell these like little screws that you use to stack 2 of them on top of each other, but if you hold a lot of weight on them, they will not stay up by themselves. So I do have that up with a command hook on my wall, kind of held up with some hoops and stuff. But these are stackable as well, which is really, really cool. And like I said, this is honestly just a video of me setting everything up for the roller derby. So throughout the video, I will be also talking about a couple other essential things that are perfect for displays, especially if you're an artist or a crafter that's selling at a craft fair or a one-day event. This is perfect. Or even if you're just selling at a convention and you want a more simple display that can be quick and easy for you, that you can just take and, you know, take down super quickly, instead of having to take, you know, an hour or 2 hours disassembling your entire display, which is what I normally do at events when they're really big conventions. Now we have switched over to the board where I display pins. So I have my pins on 3-inch backing cards, and I can fit about 3 pins per hook before they start to like be angled up and look weird. I actually really like how they look, but what I recommend for the pins, if you're going to be displaying them like me, is I recommend that you use the little tabs that I put on my pins. I would recommend using the circle ones, not the ones that have like multiple like ends, you know. It's kind of hard to explain, but they look weird. They kind of have like a weird opening, kind of like a punch of like 3 holes essentially all together. I can't really express it, but I would recommend just using the ones that are circular. And yes, I am dancing. I don't know what the heck I was dancing to, but I am dancing away for some reason. I was partying it up. I was having a time and I was singing. But yeah, so that's what I recommend. Let me see, how many can I display? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 as well. So I also display 9 pins at the top, but I believe I can display 4 rows of stuff versus the 3 rows that I was doing before. And what I always do is, because there's like a weird number of holes on how you display them with like a 3x3 inch card, I always end up deciding if I'm going to be starting at the beginning of the board or at the end of the board. And what I mean is where I put my hook, because depending on where I put it, that's going to be depending on the location where I put it on the table, because I always draw up my booth display prior. So if I decide to leave a gap at the end of the board, then my pegboard is going to be displayed on the left side if I were to be staring right at it. If I were to be displaying it on the right side, then I would pretty much shift everything over to the right, and then there would be a gap at the front where I put that first pin. So that's kind of like a little heads up for y'all on pin wise. As you can see, I'm also displaying my buttons. So those are all the pins that I was taking, and then buttons, I display them underneath. The buttons can fit like really close together. These ones are on exactly like a 3x3 card as well, and they fit perfectly. So just mess with it. Honestly, that's all that matters, is you just kind of gotta mess with it and see what looks best for you. You might be a little more OCD, so you might not like the certain layout, so honestly just draw it out, mess with it, see how you like it. And I also sometimes display my keychains next to it, or I display them all the way to the right underneath the pins, and I pretty much try to point out where all of my buttons and pins are and keychains. At this event, I did have my candy corn crochet keychains, which I really need to restock. I just need to get back into the mood to crochet again, because I freaking love those and they are so stinking cute. And then I'm also just trying to decide what else do I want to take, and that's where that gap comes in. And I think about, all right, I'm going to display some earrings. This would be a perfect place to display some earrings, but I think I might have to move some stuff around. So that's what I mean. It's a lot of trial and error with these pegboards, because you want to make sure that the spacing is good. But because this event was specifically a Pride event, I was really all about trying to bring all of my Pride stuff, because I have this huge, you know, spooky Pride witch hat collection that I got going on, and I was like, this is perfect. So yeah, and then I decided to bring some of my key fobs as well, so I was just hanging some of those up too. So yeah, this is kind of just my process, and these work out amazing, as you can see, for stickers, pins, keychains, and earrings. As you can tell, highly recommend them. And yes, I am talking about these pegboards like no other, because they are freaking amazing, y'all. Yes, and for the last studio vlog of 2023, I'm gonna go all out and give y'all all the little tips that I have found out about these pegboards. I hope y'all find it helpful. Alright, so the pegboards are out of the way, so now we're going to be talking about these acrylic stands. And y'all, these acrylic stands are the freaking best, and you will never believe what they are unless you know, because you like to organize. They are nail polish organizers, literally, and they are the best. When you're thinking about boot display setups, you honestly have to think about like the weirdest things that maybe you might not use at a store, but then be like, oh wow, this would work perfectly. You have to think outside of the box sometimes, take inspiration from other artists, and that is the way to go. These acrylic stands were on Amazon. They are super easy to use, and I freaking absolutely love them, y'all. They fit so many stickers. I can fit about four different sticker designs per little row. I believe it's like 6 rows total, and I display my Spooky Mail Club stickers on them because those are on little backing cards, and I also display my Spooky Mail Club pins on them, and I could fit a bunch of the pins on their backing cards there too. But when I'm not taking them for that, I'm taking them for like earrings or notepads. I even display like other little tchotchkes, so like if I have like hair bows, because my hair bows are on little backing cards, they are perfect for all of that. So I highly recommend them. You can even put phone grips on there. I've seen people display their stickers on here like without backing cards, just like right up against it. They are perfect, y'all, and they're great to travel with. They actually fit perfectly inside a tote. So like the normal sized, average sized totes that you can get at like Target and stuff, when you see them out for like the holiday stuff, y'all, if y'all know what I'm talking about, they like put out totes that are like red and stuff for like the holidays to store all your stuff away. Those are absolutely perfect for these. Like they will literally fit in there perfectly stacked together. They do get a little scratched up on the sides if you do that, but honestly, highly recommend them for events. They are the best, and I use them pretty much at every single one of my events. And yes, I'm going back and forth on what I should display. I'm displaying my notepads because I handmade those notepads and I freaking love them. But we are getting here towards the end of the video, so I hope all of this was kind of helpful. I know I rambled on a lot, but it's because I'm truly passionate about these items and people are constantly asking me about them, so I just want to give y'all a little bit more information. Like I said, this is my last studio vlog for 2023, but don't worry, we have some coming for 2024. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did and you haven't subscribed already. And if you want to shop for any of my items that you see here, definitely go ahead and check out my online shop, sparklingpunk.com. I am open year-round on there, and if you're a retailer, I also sell wholesale via Fair Wholesale. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later, my spooky fam. All right, bye.